Today we have the 7-pot Primo, and this one's from Brian Holmes at ghostpepperstore.com. And on the hot pepper forum, there's now from Baker's Peppers sending a lot of Primos out to be tested to see just how hot they are, how many Scoville units there are in a Primo on average. And I think that Brian at ghostpepperstore.com is also involved in trying to figure out just how hot Primos are, because there's a distinct possibility that they could be as hot as anything. They are hot peppers. But they're also really great peppers. Now, this is a very cool Primo that Brian sent me. It's a very stable variety as far as I can tell. I have some growing outside and they're starting to look kind of like this. Very distinctive shape. Beautiful tails on them. Very bumpy and hot looking. But these are great peppers. Really, really awesome. They look good. They smell good and they taste good, but they're also really hot. So let's just cut into this thing. And the first thing that you can see is just how much oil there is on the insides. Yeah, they have a very distinctive smell. If I can get this to focus. You see all the placenta there. Everywhere you see those shiny bits like there where it's yellow and shiny, those are all deposits of capsaicin oil. You can see how in the placenta all down here there's all sorts of capsaicin oil droplets, and the same in here. And onto the other side, it's just kind of the same story. They really do have a very distinctive smell, Primos. They're really not like anything else that I can think of. It's a very nice smell. And the longer it's open, the more oil is oozing out. But yeah, there's a very cool peppers. I highly recommend these. Hit Troy up for some seeds, or get Troy to sell you some seeds. Wonderful peppers, and thanks to Brian. ghostpepperstore.com. Let's see if this lights me up like that gigantic brain strain did. I'll be back in a minute. Hi, and we're back in the kitchen, back in the madhouse. Let's see how long it takes before the birds start to shout. Today I've got a special one, special to me. I love these things. This is a 7-pot Primo, and has a very distinctive shape, very distinctive smell, lots of really good flavour, but it's really hot. And I thought it was time that I did one of these, and then I can play guess the weight, or rather guess how hot it is, on one of the forums guess how hot it is contests. So 7-pot Primo, wonderful thing. Thanks very much to Brian Holmes at ghostpepperstore.com. There we go, wonderful thing. 7-pot Primo. Oh, that's immediately hot. Quite sweet though. Oh, that's immediately very hot. Wow. These things always remind me of cherries for about 10 seconds. And then when the heat kicks in, you can't do much else about it. This one has a slight undercurrent of a sort of green, grassy green flavour. Just a tiny hint of bitterness. but not unpleasantly so. That's just very hot right off the bat. That's a good one. Yeah, that's very, very hot. It's all over mouth burn right now. Very much up front, front of my tongue, my lips, around my gums. There's also an element of it that's gone to the back of my throat too. But it's very, very hot. Oh, but it's very, very up front, in your face burn, and it's up front in your mouth too. My tongue's on fire now. It's front of my tongue and around the front of my gums, around the front teeth. Oh, yeah, that's a real spicy one. It's a spicy pepper. And it's going a bit more to the back of the throat now, and it's making me sweat buckets, and I'm drooling like a champion, or rather like an idiot. Drooling like the idiot I am, perhaps. Now it's all starting to move back in my mouth. It's sort of got to the back of my tongue, it's got around the edges, underneath my tongue. Very much underneath my tongue, actually, front and back. There's less heat in the back of my throat now than there was a minute or more ago. And this is now, it's really, really burning up my mouth. My lips are on fire as well as my tongue, my cheeks, my gums all the way around here are also really hurting. But it's hotter than some and not as painful as others, if that makes any sense. It's very, very hot, but it's not as painful as some. Yeah, it's spanking hot. Whew. Oh. But no hot tears today, so it hasn't gone up through into my tears, and now it's moving further back in my mouth again, and now I'm starting to get it a bit more in the back of my throat again. It's really strange how some of these peppers, the heat moves around in your mouth from minute to minute. It can change places. It's very odd. Yeah, underneath my tongue is very, very hot. Top of my tongue, and then all around my gums. And now I've got a really quite hot, cold, painful sort of feel in the back of my throat. And every time I swallow the drool, like that back of the throat burn kicks in, and it's like somebody sticking a red hot poker in the back of your throat. Excuse me. It's just hot enough to destroy all the flavour, but it's just starting to come back again. And I think there's a definite hint of vanilla. Definitely cherries, red cherries. They have such a great flavour, these things. It's one of my favourite peppers. And bloody hot too. Oh, still drooling like an idiot. Sweating as well. think it's just about peaked. Yeah, starting to get the flavour on much stronger now, just as the heat's peaked. I think the thing that's probably the hottest now is my gums. The back of my throat is pretty sore as well. The flavour's brilliant on these things. It's one of my favourite things about this pepper is how good it tastes, as well as how much heat there is. That's it's really quite a hot one. Now everything's just dampening down slowly, but it's leaving behind some pain on the back of my tongue and in my throat. So whereas I didn't detect much pain versus heat before this, now the heat's largely died down and I've got painful spots on the back of my tongue and into the back of my throat. So actually it's a little bit further down than normally. It's more here rather than in the very back, but not as far down as the Reaper was. It tastes completely different to the Reaper. Reapers are very different, and the heat that the Reaper gives burns in different places, and then the heat in the Reaper ends up creeping down your throat until it sort of sits down here. This one doesn't do that. In fact, nothing does it other than the Reaper that I've had anyway. But this, yeah, slowly on the way down. And I'll just have this delicious flavour in my mouth. It's really nice. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Not much really to say. There's no aftermath in any way, shape or form. My stomach's fine. I've got no other problems. All I can do is still taste the pepper, which is very pleasurable. So it's still a really good pepper, and I highly recommend it. It's not trying to cause my stomach to cramp at all, which can't be said for some of them, the Reaper being probably the worst one that I've had. So go out and find yourself some 7-pot Primos. You won't be disappointed. This is Nigel Carter saying thanks for watching. Bye.